Hello and welcome to my weekly political show, Politics and Power. Today we are going to talk about Congress, which never goes out of headlines. Though it disappears from the power center, but it always remains in the headline, grabs top front page news, not because it wins, because it is always a divided family. Divided they have fallen. How long they will keep falling? That's the question being raised in political circles today. Today we are going to discuss what is happening in one of the three states it rules, that is Karnataka. Out of 30 states and union territories, it rules only in 3, and there also they're fighting. Let us discuss the subject, Karnataka politics. The political earthquake shaking Karnataka right now is unlike anything we have seen in the recent years. The ruling Congress, which came to power with a historic mandate in 2023, is today drowning in its own internal war. A war so intense that the party's national president has had to publicly announce an emergency intervention, summoning Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and his Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar to Delhi for crisis negotiations. With whom? Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi at the table in New Delhi. When the entire Gandhi family has to step in to stop a government from collapsing, you know the situation has crossed all limits. What should have been a stable, confident 5-year government born out of a sweeping victory, a victory with 135 MLAs, the best performance by the Congress party in any state in a decade, has instead turned into a battlefield where two towering leaders with massive egos and equal ambition, deep caste backing, and unmatched political networks are locked in an open contest for Karnataka's throne. Why? And this showdown was never an accident. It began the moment Congress party won the assembly election 2 years ago, or 3 years ago almost. Shivakumar camp claims that before the government was formed, a secret understanding, a clear power sharing formula was agreed upon. Siddaramaiah would be the chief minister for the first 2.5 years and Shivakumar would take over from the remaining term. Not written on paper, but given as a word, a promise, a commitment made to avoid infighting, to keep both factions united and to ensure the cabinet did not split before it was even born. Shivakumar himself has dropped hints again and again, speaking in coded messages like word power is world power, making it abundantly clear that he believes the promises are made and the promises must be kept. His supporters insist that without him, Congress would never have won election, that he shielded MLAs during BJP poaching attempt, that he raised the resources when the party was storming for funds, that he built the ground machinery, mobilized the cadres, and traveled relentlessly to revive the party after humiliating 2018 collapse. They say he earned the right to be chief minister, not through entitlement, but through blood, sweat, and loyalty. But Siddaramaiah camp rejects this narrative completely. He insists no such deal was ever existed, no such guarantee was given, and that the chief minister is not a chair to be bartered in secret negotiation. He says the people of Karnataka voted overwhelmingly for Congress because they trusted his leadership, his welfare model, his administrative experience, and his ideological clarity and his firmness. He argues that the mandate is not divisible into half terms and that the people who voted for Congress did so in his name, not based on some unspoken internal arrangement. His supporters point out that Congress' victory in 2023 did not come from the one caste group alone, but from a rainbow coalition across Dalits, OBCs, Muslim, tribals, Lingayat, disillusioned with BJP, and even a section of Okaligar. They say Siddaramaiah is the only leader who commands trust beyond his own community, and the only leader who can keep the entire state together. So here we are, with two political giants standing face to face. One is the welfareist statesman, the seasoned administrator, the face of the backward class politics, the man who has led the state for 2 terms. The other is the iron-fisted organizer, the Vokaliga powerhouse, the fundraiser, the crisis manager, the man whose name alone energizes the Congress worker on the ground. Both want the same chair. Both believe they deserve it, and both have the numbers to threaten each other. Inside the parties, MLAs have split into rival camps. Siddaramaiah supporters claim they have over 80 MLAs ready to back him at any cost. Shivakumar camp claims they have 50 ready to rebel if he denied what was promised. The truth lies somewhere in the middle. But the reality is clear. Both factions have enough strength to destabilize the government. Ministers are choosing sides quietly. District leaders are sending signals. Community groups are piling pressure. WhatsApp groups are exploding with factional propaganda, and the bureaucrats are stuck in complete confusion. Governance is slowing, files are pending, and the people of Karnataka who voted for stability are watching their government sink into paralysis. Underneath this political drama lies a deeper caste equation. Siddaramaiah carries the support of the Ahinda coalition, the OBCs, Dalits, and the minorities who see him as the protector of their interests. Shivakumar, as they call it DK, is the supremo of the Vokalika community, one of the most powerful and influential groups in the state, with deep control in Mandya, Ramanagara, Hassan, Bangalore rural. This is not just a power struggle. This is a community-driven political tug-of-war, a fight between representation, identity, and muscle, a war between two parallel power centers that Congress failed to merge. Add to this another layer, personality. Siddaramaiah is calm, seasoned, expressive, but strategic. Shivakumar is fiery, aggressive, unapologetically ambitious, and built for street-level politics. Their rivalry is not new. They never trusted each other, never liked each other, never worked seamlessly as a team. They were forced together only to stop BJP, and once the enemy was defeated, the alliance began to crumble. The Congress High Command, instead of resolving this early, acted that it always does, too late, too slow, too passive. The warning signs were visible from the day one. The tense cabinet discussion, the allocation of portfolio, disagreement in the first few months. Yet Delhi pretended everything was fine. They delayed confronting the issue, hoping it would magically disappear. By the time they stepped in, both camps had armed themselves fully. The crisis had turned into a standoff, a war. And now BJP is watching all this unfold with quite satisfaction. They tried earlier to topple the government and failed. But now they do not have to engineer anything. Congress is doing the job for them. If this war continues unchecked, if either faction feels insulted, if MLAs start drifting away, the government could collapse without the BJP lifting a finger. And if the BJP senses even a single crack, they will strike with precision because the path to power in Karnataka has been laid not by their strategy but by Congress's self-destruction. This crisis has a national implication. Elections are coming up in Kerala and West Bengal next year. Congress is struggling for survival in the north and east. Karnataka was the only state Congress could proudly hold up and say, look, we can govern, we can win, we can deliver stability. Now the state is becoming a headline for Congress's oldest disease, infighting, factionalism, and high command paralysis. If the Karnataka government collapses, Congress will lose not just a state, it will lose the South. And if the Congress loses the South, it loses its last national pillar. Let's talk about what comes next. The High Command has three options, and all three are dangerous. Option 1, back Siddaramaiah fully. If they do, Shivakumar faction could crack. There could be resignation, protest, community, anger, and even a walkout. Option 2, back Shivakumar and force Siddaramaiah to resign. That would trigger an OBC backlash, weaken Congress in northern Karnataka, and undermine the ideological plank that Siddaramaiah represents. Option 3, install a compromised chief minister, someone like G. Parmeshwara, or a neutral phase. That would infuriate both factions equally and could result in a total collapse of the party's internal structure. In each scenario, the government is hanging by a thread. The durability of the Congress government depends not on BJP, not on external threats, but purely on whether these two men and their supporters can find a way to coexist. And right now, it seems impossible. As the dust settles, Congress and insiders have begun quietly acknowledging something that was unthinkable even few months ago. The odds today are tilting in favor of D. K. Shivakumar, and they are clear reason that the Congress party, his supporters claim. He has stood firmly with the Gandhis for years. His loyalty to the central leadership has never wavered. He defended the party in its darkest moments. He commands an enormous organization muscle, controls the flow of resources, and has unmatched street power. His community, the Vokaligas, remain a formidable political force, essential for Congress survival in southern Karnataka. And importantly, he is younger. He represents the future to many within the Congress. Siddaramaiah represents the present, but Shivakumar represents community and the future. But even if Shivakumar emerges as the eventual victor, Congress may still lose the war, Because once a government begins to fracture from within, once minister and MLAs lose trust in each other, once community feel betrayed, and once rival factions start preparing for a revenge, stability becomes a dream. Karnataka's governance is already suffering. The administration is slowing. The people are frustrated and the opposition senses opportunity. Congress is still standing at the edge of a cliff. One wrong move, one wrong word, one wrong appointment, and the entire government could fall. And if that happens, it would be far more than a state level defeat. It would be the symbolic end of Congress as a serious national force to the BJP. Because if the party cannot hold together, even in one state where it won convincingly, if it cannot control its own senior leader, if it cannot enforce discipline, if it cannot prioritize governance over ego, then what remains of its political relevance? And this brings us to the most important conclusion of all. That is, unless the Congress High Command takes decisive, ruthless, unambiguous action today, not tomorrow, the Karnataka Congress will collapse. The South will slip out of the party's hand. And the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's slogan of Congress-Mukt Bharat will no longer remain a campaign line. It will become a political reality. And the most tragic part of the reality will be this. The Congress will not have been defeated by the BJP. It will have been destroyed by its own leaders, its own faction, and its own refusal to learn from decades of repeated mistakes and defeat. That's the true danger Karnataka faces today, and Congress is a victim. And that is the true danger the Congress refuses to acknowledge. That's all for today. We'll meet again and discuss some other topic. Goodbye. But before signing off, I must request you to watch my channel, subscribe, share, and write comments. Good, bad or ugly, sweet or bitter, I wouldn't mind. I'll respond. Goodbye. Thank you very much.